Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, it's no secret that the national lockdown has changed everything. It's changed the way we spend and shop, and in turn, completely changed the way businesses have to operate. And as we now see a greater shift to online shopping, FNB joins us this afternoon to provide insights as to how businesses can adapt accordingly and keep up to the new normal. Please help me welcome Alwani Tenga, the Executive Head of Growth at FNB. Alwani Butwam, welcome to Afternoon Express.
Hello, Palisa. Great to be here.
Now, Alwani, just diving straight into the conversation, what does the current South African e-commerce landscape look like in comparison to the global landscape?
Well, I think the South African landscape is still very much dominated by physical card payments. Online payments only make up around 8% of the total acquiring universe or payments universe. And that portion is around just a little over R1 trillion annually.
What are consumers buying online, and what is their preferred payment method?
Look, I think in South Africa, the preferred method of payment is still mainly cash and physical card. And the dominating industries there are still really around retail and variety goods, kind of clothing and the like. What we have seen though is this shift in e-commerce specifically, and that has made a lot more consumers starting to buy travel, accommodation, kind of take a lot and the like. That's where we're seeing the shift moving towards.
So are small businesses adjusting and responding to the e-commerce operating model, or are there some challenges?
Yeah, I think they are definitely adjusting. By our estimation, both at FNB and RMB, we estimate that there's around 5,000 businesses that are operating online at the moment. Those, with a turnover of around 100,000 Rand and above. So I would say, yes, they are adjusting. We're seeing a lot more of those wanting to complement their physical offering with an ability to take payment online as well. So certainly we've seen that shift.
But now, just in a little bit more detail, what type of businesses and in which industries are making strides in this space? And what are the learnings that small businesses can duplicate and implement?
I think the industries that have seen a lot more growth over the past 6 months of the lockdown has been specifically entertainment, variety goods, as well as some piece of education. We've seen a lot more shift towards that. As I mentioned earlier on, I think the grocery sector has also seen a big shift towards online payments. Even though they're still lagging behind in terms of penetration, it's only 8% of total grocery payments being done online versus in physical bricks and mortar stores.
Now, Alwani, just what tips can you give businesses who are thinking or may want to incorporate e-commerce as part of their business strategy? What are the do's and don'ts?
I think that the main point is for small businesses specifically to test whether their businesses that are e-commerce ready, whether their set of customers would be keen to shop online. So research is quite important. Partnering with the right kind of professionals to be able to guide you through that journey is fairly important as well. And I think from an analysis point of view, to understand whether your customers are tech savvy, are people that are keen to use their plastics or their cards online or not. And I think the one area where small businesses ought to keep a keen eye on is security. I think moving online can be daunting, and also you don't want to invest as much as you can upfront in a new channel that may not necessarily be well adopted by your customers. So I think upfront research, which us at FNB and RMB certainly can partner and help these small businesses and larger businesses for that matter to determine whether this is the right course of action for them to grow their business.
What are your final thoughts now, Alwani? Just in closing, what advice can you give to businesses and customers who are still fearful of e-commerce and shopping online?
Yeah, I think we've seen the adoption rate over the past 6 months being quite aggressive. The kind of growth that we've seen at FNB and RMB has been the tune of around 30% growth on online payments alone year on year. So I think the biggest advice there would be from my end, deal with reputable companies. There's a lot of plugins and off-the-shelf commerce service providers that can help you integrate properly from a security point of view. But also, I think from a payments point of view, it's important for small businesses to make sure that the customer journey is as smooth as possible when they go online. That'll be my biggest advice for them.
Thank you so much, Aluwani Tenga, all the way from FNB. We definitely appreciate it. And I'm sure South Africans are feeling so much more enlightened when it comes to digital adoption. Goodbye.
Thank you, Palita.
Now, if you are a business owner and would like access to an expert team and the right financial tools to get your business digital ready, you can visit the FNB app or their website at www.fnb.co.za.
When you buy an extra coffee or two to share, you can help a local business succeed.